Did you know that the NBA recently banned an item that caused discomfort for several players? It's not the first time the league has banned an accessory from the court for various reasons and despite its popularity. We thought we'd bring you a list of bans that have been in place in the NBA for 40 years. Join us until the end of the video because there are some very curious articles that will surprise you. 1980, necklaces and jewelry, with gold chains as a characteristic feature for the Daryl Dawkins 76ers center and others. The league bans the necklaces as a potential safety hazard, although some players, including Michael Jordan, later used gold chains for display events such as the diving contest. So it seems that chains are dangerous according to the level of competition, and nothing bad can happen if it's done in exhibitions or friendly matches. A strange sort of criterion, isn't it? 1984, Air Jordan sneakers. In an era when most NBA sneakers are almost always white, Bulls guard Michael Jordan wore Air Jordan 1 black and red in a preseason game. The league immediately banned them from the regular season, or at least that's the game line. Several shoe historians have questioned that idea. Jordan later appeared on David Letterman's late night show and joked about the situation. It's another one of those bans that seems to have more to do with a commercialism than something to do with game safety, because there's no way something like that clipped his airness's wings. 2000, do-rag. Sam Perkins of the Pacers wore a do-rag during a preseason game. The league quickly identified him as a potential safety hazard and banned him. Okay, it's likely that you think an opposing player might pull the do-rag and hurt his opponent, but we'd really like to see if that's likely. 2005, dress code. Commissioner David Stern enacted a mandatory dress code for all players, becoming the first major professional sports league to implement it. With the hip-hop culture influencing the way players dressed at the time, one of the key fights revolved around the use of do-rags. Some attribute an ideology to this measure that has to do with slavery and racism, but the justification for that is not clear. One of the biggest users of the do-rag trend was Allen Iverson. He told the Philadelphia Daily News, "Just because you put a guy in a tuxedo doesn't mean he's a good guy." The same year, Timberland boots were also banned. While the reason for the ban on these shoes is not known, players are not allowed to wear these boots inside gyms. 2006, long socks. With Lakers star Kobe Bryant and others wearing long socks under their shorts, the league considers banning them, but allows a void for players who claim medical necessity for them. Players from across the league quickly produce a doctor's note, and soon the socks are entrenched as part of the standard NBA look. So it's a ban with certain licenses. 2009, named stickers. The Heat Dwayne Wade guard used a band-aid with his name under his left eye, even after his eye injury had healed. The league didn't find it funny and decided to ban them. We're starting to think the NBA is pretty boring for that kind of thing. 2010. Athletic Propulsion Lab sneakers. This ban is curious because the league recognized that these sneakers could provide a competitive advance to whoever wears them because of their drive technology mechanism. Nobody seems to take into account that when Tony Stark created the Iron Man suit, he gave one of each to his friends. Wouldn't it have been better to use that technology to make all the players fly? 2010. Headbands upside down. Given the nature of uniforms, contemporary players try to wear any piece of equipment that allows them to differentiate themselves from their teammates. In 2010, Boston Celtics guard Rajon Rondo began wearing a headband with the NBA logo upside down. When the NBA said he had to wear it backwards or face punishment, Rondo took it off. While the NFL is often called the No Fun League, many thought this ban was really ridiculous. 2011, dark glasses. After suffering an increased sensitivity to light as a result of a migraine, Dwayne Wade, yes, him again, he seems to be a banning generator, wears dark glasses in a game against the Knicks. After considering the problem, the league bans dark glasses, saying it could give Wade an unfair advantage because opponents couldn't see where their eyes were going and thus anticipate his game. 2013, logos in haircuts. New York Knicks guard Iman Shumpert supported Adidas by cutting his hair in the shape of the company logo. That got him in trouble with the league office. According to league rules, Article 5 of Section H of the extended comment section of the NBA rulebook, the only item that carries a commercial logo that players may use is their sneakers. 2014, face masks. During a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2014, LeBron James suffered a broken nose when Serge Ibaka hit him in the face as he was climbing up a hill. While the injury kept him out of the game against the Bulls, James made a nice mask against the Knicks. Before wearing it, James joked, "I've been talking to Marvel Comics for the last few days, and DC Comics to try to find one of the biggest masks of all time. so we'll see what happens. The NBA banned the masks because more players were inspired by LeBron and started wearing theirs, especially when it seemed to give the Miami Heat player a superpower when he played. The team even started selling jerseys with James wearing a mask on the front. Even his teammate Shane Battier couldn't help but comment, "Only LeBron can make breaking his nose look good." 2017 Kinesiacal Ribbon. After Kelly Oubre causes a stir by wearing a Supreme compression sleeve, the league tells him to stop wearing it. Oubre speculates the league executives may have found the sleeve too wavy. When the league seemed to soften its stance on compression sleeves because of their medical benefits, the same couldn't be said by the Kinesio band worn by Derrick Rose. Designed to separate the layers of skin of athletes in order to limit pain, and becoming prominent at the London Olympics, they ordered Rose to stop using the tape, but then the league changed its stance. In an official statement, they said, "After a discussion today with Jerry Stackhouse, on behalf of the union, we have decided to allow the Kinesio tape on an experimental basis so that we can again see the possible benefits it could bring to our players." And finally, we come to the reason for this listing, the latest NBA ban. 2019 Headband. From the 2019 to 2020 season onwards, the North American Peak competition will not allow players to wear headbands. Of course, this is a specific type of band, the ninja type, which are those that cover the entire forehead and end with a knot in the back of the head, making players look like martial artists. The NBA has already notified all teams of the announcement, and they are responsible for providing this information to each of their hired players. As of May of last year, headbands would not be part of the approved uniforms for the upcoming season. The league's competition committee plans to discuss this at one of its meetings in Chicago next Monday, Bass said. Ninja-style ribbons are not part of NBA uniform and have not gone through the league's approval process. The teams have expressed concerns regarding safety and consistency in the size, length, and manner in which they are tied, which requires a thorough review before considering any changes to the rules, the leader said. Bass said the decision had been made a year ago, only that they didn't feel it was appropriate to comment in the middle of the engagements. When some players started wearing them last season, we didn't want to cause a disruption by intervening in the middle of the season, but we notified our teams in May that they would not be part of this season's uniforms. With this new rule, a number of players will lose the default style that has characterized them for many years. Among them are stars like Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat, Drew Holiday of the New Orleans Pelicans, Montrezl Harrell of the LA Clippers, Karl Anthony Towns of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Jarrett Allen of the Brooklyn Nets. What do you think of these bands? Do you think they all make sense? Would you have added any? Leave us a comment on what you think is missing from this list, and we'll get back to you, or maybe even come up with a new ranking of items that should be banned from the NBA. We hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave us a like down below and smash the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos.